All right, so welcome to another main segment. We're getting back into our discussions on creativity, content creation. It's been a while, and I'm really excited to have our guest on to talk to us a little bit about her process, about her journey so far. So, listeners, I have with me today Oiza. Oiza is a fashion and lifestyle micro content creator, as well as a style blogger based here in Toronto. And Oiza's only been doing this for, I want to say, a few years now, but she has gotten the opportunity to work with several brands, including Yves Rocher, Esca Beauty, Marcella NYC, and Dynamite.
Oh, yes.
So honestly, you're doing amazing. Great
Thank
job.
you.
And I'm
Thank
excited to
you.
have you, today to talk a little bit about how this journey has been. So we also went to school together. So I know Ori's
Yes.
outside of the creative space.
Yeah.
So what has that journey been like for you? Because we graduated 2019.
Yeah.
And then we graduated 2019, and then we're trying to figure out our life and stuff. And then pandemic 2020.
Yep.
So, how's that journey been like? And how did you kind of stumble into fashion in the creative space?
I mean, like you said, we graduated in 2019
Mhm.
and then pandemic happened in 2020. When the pandemic happened, I wasn't doing anything at home like most people.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when I pretty much just picked up my phone and I started creating content like around my house. So it sort of looked like I wasn't doing anything at home. I picked up my phone. I had a cute apartment at the time. And I would just go into my closet, look for different pieces, put that on, put on some makeup, and sort of make my house nice and then take pictures. I didn't even have a tripod at the time. So it was really just me exploring and just honestly just trying to get through the pandemic.
Okay.
Honestly.
And now look at what it's turned
Yeah,
into.
I know. So I would say I started maybe 2020.
Mm.
Yes, because that was when the pandemic happened. And just like ending of 2020 going into 2021, I decided to take it a little bit more seriously because at that point people were messaging me on Instagram like, "Oh girl, I love your content," or "Where did you get this piece from?" And then I would go out and people look at my Instagram page and they'll be like, "Oh wow, you have a really cute Instagram page." So in 2021, I decided to like take it a little bit more seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really how I just like got into the whole journey of content creating and just creating content for Instagram, basically.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was one of those. I remember you posted a video, I believe it was a reel on
Yes.
Instagram, and you had this really cute bag. And I remember looking and being like, wow, like what I love about your style is it's very unique. I feel like
Yeah.
the pieces that you wear, I don't see other people wearing a lot of them. I
You-
think it was a Coperni bag.
Yeah.
And I was like, who knows what this brand is? Oiza, where'd you find this?
Yeah, you know what? You're not the first person saying that. And sometimes I'm just looking and thinking, well, I just walk into Zara, I just walk into a store and I see something that's cute and I just pick it up.
Right.
But then I think most people, maybe when they're shopping online, they're not actually, they don't see those pieces. So it's one of those pieces that maybe I just stole. Like, not steal, but
yeah. It was something that other
Yeah.
people didn't get that you sort of,
Yeah,
it caught your eye.
exactly.
That's
So,
great.
yeah, it's been a journey for sure. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes it's even hard to just keep going.
Girl.
But yeah.
Yeah, like I hear you. Speaking of, things that keep you going and
Yeah.
how hard the journey can be, this is the But What Do I Know podcast. And so we're exploring, moments of doubt in any aspect of our life, right?
Mhm.
So as a content creator, did you ever have moments where you're like, but what do I know about content creation? Why am I doing this? How do I do this?
See, when I even started, I didn't know what I was doing. Like I
Right.
said, I was just doing it for fun, just to like
Mm-hmm.
take up time. And then people started like complimenting, and I felt, okay, well, I need to keep going.
Mhm.
Even though it was something that I enjoyed, I just felt like there could be something here. So I need to keep going. I need to explore that. And then in
Right.
2021, I set a goal for myself that I was going to reach at least 1,000 followers. Because at that time, I didn't even have 1,000 followers. I had like maybe 600 or 700. That's how I started. And I remember in December of 2021, I hadn't gotten to 1,000 followers. So I was like, okay, well, this is clearly not working for me, even though
Right.
people were complimenting, even though I was getting reposted by brands and brands were acknowledging me. I was like, okay, well, this is clearly not working for me because I
Mhm.
just hadn't gotten to my goal yet. And then it was December of 2021. I posted a Reels video. Like, there was this one video I posted.
It'd be the one. It'd be the
It was
one.
one video I posted, just that one video. And just before I posted that video, I was like, okay, this is the last post for the year because I'm tired. I need
I'm done. I give you all my
I'm
best.
done. I was consistent. I gave it my best shot. And then that one video went viral. And then I was looking, I'm like, well, what do I know about being a content creator? Because I tried everything and I hadn't gotten to my 1K goal followers by the end of 2021 or by
Mhm.
December 2021. So I was thinking, well, what do I know about being a content creator when that
Mhm.
video went viral?
Mhm.
Because if someone was to tell me to recreate that same, I cannot do that. Like,
Yeah.
even up to, I cannot do that.
Mhm.
At that point, I had so much doubt just because I was already doubting myself before that video even went viral, right?
Right,
Like, I was
right.
already like, why am I even doing this? Like,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I've tried. I
Mhm.
haven't gotten to my goal yet. And then that one video went viral. And I'm like, well, I don't know what strategy I used to get here,
Mhm.
but something clearly worked.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say that was the point where I really had my doubts.
Mhm.
But ever since then, I think it's been
Yeah,
good.
you're
Like,
just pushing
yeah, I've
through?
just been pushing through, just trying to, still create the content
Mhm.
and just sort of enjoy the process a little bit more.
Mhm.
It does get sort of, I guess, tiring, and you sort of have to motivate yourself,
Yeah.
especially when again, you haven't you're doing well, but you haven't gotten to that point that you want to get to, right?
Yeah,
So
that's
it's,
fair.
yeah, so you just have to keep pushing yourself basically.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's fair. So, I want to take it back a little bit.
Okay.
Um, when did you realize that you had a love for fashion?
Um, I would say this is something that started ever since I was a child and I didn't even know
Mhm.
until recently. I'm thinking back and I'm looking back and I'm like, this is actually something that I've been doing since I was a child because I remember when I was younger at home with my sisters. So I'm Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria.
Mhm.
Um, at home when I'm with my sisters and maybe there's no lights, I dress up.
Right.
I open my laptop and then I just take pictures because back then it was just like a laptop you had with like the webcam camera.
Yes.
So you would usually just use that to like take pictures or just sort of take pictures basically.
Mhm.
So it started really when I was younger and even through my like younger, I guess, life.
Mhm.
I would still enjoy like taking pictures, just dressing up, just like putting on makeup and just dressing up and taking pictures.
Mhm.
So I think that really came into my more adolescent life as well. And it's just something, even when I'm on Instagram and I'm scrolling through like different Instagram pages, I see people creating content, and that's just something that I like to see.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking like, oh my God, I wish I could do this. I wish I could create contents like this. And I sort of just fell into it really. Like,
Yeah.
I really just fell into it. It's a process. Like, it's really a process.
No,
So yeah,
facts.
it's really a process.
No, I asked that because I feel like you've always had a really nice style. I
Yeah.
remember we went to school together, so I remember
Yeah.
being in school and just looking and being like, wow, Oiza is really well dressed. Like
Yeah.
whether it's, simple, chic,
Yeah.
minimalist, like whatever it may
Yeah.
be, I just always thought that you had a good style.
Yeah.
And so when we finished, I saw that you were starting to really take it seriously and post it. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, good for her because your stuff is really, really good.
Yeah.
So, like when did you think to yourself like, okay, I'm good enough that this is something I can actually pursue as like a creative project or I can make money
Hmm.
from it? Was it when the video went viral that you thought, or was it before that even?
That's a very good question. I would say it was before that.
Mhm.
Like, just people giving me compliments, just asking me where I'm getting like certain pieces from. I'm like, okay, well, this is something that clearly I'm good at, or
Mhm.
people think I'm good at. So why not give it a try? Why not give it a shot? Like, even off camera, even when I go to work sometimes, like I
Right.
may not look completely cute,
Yeah.
but there's one piece. They're like, where'd you get that from?
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was this instance I went to work and I wore this like green dress over the summer.
Mhm.
And my HR, she came into my office and she's like, "Oh, that dress looks really cute on you. Like, where'd you get that from?" And I was like, "Oh, Ever New Melbourne in Square One." And she's like, "What? I've never heard of that
That's
store
what I'm
before." Like,
saying. Like,
but
you shop at
yeah.
places that I have never heard before, but I like it. Because I feel like
Yeah.
some content creators, like fashion
Yeah.
influencers, you speak to them and it's the PLTs, the Fashion
PLTs,
Novas, the
yes.
Micas.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's very repetitive.
It's
But
very
when I'm
repetitive.
going to your
Yeah.
page, I'm like, I don't know that brand, but it looks great. Okay, let me
Yeah.
try that. I even went on Marcella NYC's page after your reel and they reposted
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
video. I was like, let me go see what this
What
brand is
these
about
people,
because I
yeah.
really liked the top.
Yeah.
So no, I good on you
Yeah.
because like you definitely have an eye for picking out like really unique pieces
Yeah.
that I think other people would overlook.
Yeah, and I would say I think that also came from my mom. Just because my mom, she loves shopping. Like when I told her she loves shopping, she loves shopping. Like she's always in the mall, she's always picking out one or two items.
Yeah.
But then she's specific in shopping for children, so she likes
Okay.
shopping for babies, toddlers.
Right.
And maybe I picked it up from there in
Right.
terms of like, oh, I like this piece, I want to get it.
Right.
And it's just something so unique that people may have never really come across, right? So
Okay.
yeah, I
That's
think I got
fair.
it from there as well.
Yeah,
So
big up moms.
big up moms.
Okay, so we covered, your love for fashion, how
Mhm.
you started, how you sort of grown in this process. And I sort of want to know how you've been doing in terms of the actual content creation process.
Yeah.
Because once money comes in, brands, it gets harder and there's more pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure gets worse.
The pressure is worse.
So I just want to know, like, how have you been able to like figure it out? But as you're figuring it out, you're still like building a community and engagement around your fashion style.
I think it's very important for content creators. Like one thing I've noticed, it's just very important for you to still know why you even started the journey. Like make sure your content is always authentic. I know Instagram pushes accounts that are consistent, like posting every day or always using stories. But then when it comes to that, it's sort of easy to lose yourself in terms of your content becomes very
Yeah.
yeah.
I get exactly what you
Yeah,
mean. Like
yeah.
you're just kind of posting like
You're
it's
just
not
kind
even
of
for
posting.
you.
Yeah, it's not really something that you even want to post. You're just
Mhm.
posting just for
Yeah,
posting's
to
sake,
feed the
right? Just
algorithm.
to feed the algorithm. So that's something that's very important to me. Like if I don't want to post something, I'm not gonna post it. If like I feel like I'm not in the mood to create content, I have to push myself sometimes.
Yeah,
That's
fair.
for sure. I do have to push myself sometimes, but at the same time, when I'm pushing myself, I'm also making sure that the pieces I'm styling or the location I'm going to shoot at is something that I genuinely like or something that I genuinely see that the bigger picture and it's going to look nice. And even once the pictures come out or the reels or the videos comes out and it's not something that I like, I'm not going to post it. So I think just having that sort of mindset right from the get-go has made me really build like authentic community and authentic followers and people that actually want to engage with my post,
Yeah.
people that actually like what I'm doing and people that just sort of like support me through the entire journey. So which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has been really nice. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah. So do you feel like because you only have a certain number of followers, like do you feel like it affects how you reach out to brands, or like do you feel like certain brands will want to work with you because you're like 3 or so of 4K versus other influencers?
Honestly,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't really bother me.
Amen. There you go.
Like it doesn't really bother me in terms of like, okay, I need to reach out to this brand or I need to reach out to that brand. Most of the brand deals I've gotten has been the brand reaching out to me. I haven't actually been the one reaching out to the brand. It is something that I want to do in future, like reaching out to brands. But in terms of followers, yes, your follower counts does matter,
Mm-hmm.
but when it comes to reaching out to brand, but I think they concentrate more on your engagement.
Yeah.
So if your posts are not like authentic, if people are not engaging and you have like maybe you have like 20K followers, but your engagement is poor,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be hard for a brand to even consider you. So for me,
Right.
it's more about building that authentic community.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about building like good engagements rather than building followers, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because at the end of the day, most brands would concentrate more on your engagement than the number of followers. Even though it does, like, they still
Right.
look at the followers, but I just think they concentrate more on your engagement than your actual followers. Yeah.
Okay. In terms of your style, would you say that you have like nailed down your fashion sense and your fashion
Oh
style?
no, I haven't.
Yeah. Are you still experimenting?
I would say I'm still experimenting because that's how I keep things fun. That's how I
Mm-hmm.
keep things interesting. That's how I like motivate myself to keep creating. Just, looking online, looking at inspirations, looking in my closet, trying to style multiple pieces together.
Mm-hmm.
That's my like creative process of just motivating myself to keep going.
Right.
If I stick to a particular style, it becomes boring. Not
Right.
probably not just for me, but also my followers, right? Okay,
Yeah.
we've seen this before. Like we've seen this
Yeah.
style before.
Right. Right.
But at the end of the day, I think my style still speaks through whichever style I'm exploring. So it could be
Mm.
maybe just with the shoe I have on that's like similar to the style that I would usually go for, or maybe I
Right.
don't know, like the jackets or even like the hairstyle, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So even though I'm exploring different types of style, like my grounded style, like the style that
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable with is still in there somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, that makes sense because
Yeah.
I like it. Listeners, if you're listening, pause, go look at Oiza's Instagram. We're going to put it in the show notes and then come back because her style is very unique. It's very dope and I really like it.
Thank
Definitely gotten
you.
some inspo for pieces from your page.
Thank
Um,
you.
but I want to get into your creative process
Okay.
now because we figured out, your fashion,
Mm.
how you work with brands and stuff. So let's say like if you're planning out your week for content creation, it's Sunday and you're planning out your stuff. What does that process sort of look like for you? Like, are you batching content? Are you like looking out locations for shooting? Like, how do you sort of do that?
Yeah, it's a process. It's a long process. I definitely batch content. So
Mm-hmm.
at least even if
Amen.
it's like 2 outfits a day or 3 outfits in one day, I try my best to batch content because that will save you.
Yeah.
That will
I
save you a lot of
definitely agree.
time.
I'm doing that too. Episodes. Yep.
Trust me. So, usually what that journey would look like is I would go into my closet, look for the different pieces that I've probably never shown on Instagram
Mm-hmm.
or pieces that I feel like would look good with another piece that I have. And then if it's, for example, if let's say I'm trying to style a coat and I don't have the pants that would go with that particular coat, then I would go online, go to like different stores and sort of look to see what would look good with that coat, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll actually buy it. So,
Okay, so let me pause you right here because I feel like part of the reason that I give kudos to a lot of fashion content creators is
yeah.
because it looks expensive.
Oh.
So how do you manage costs? Like, are you picking it for certain outfits, or are you also picking like, I like this, I'm gonna wear this on the long run as well?
That's a good question because a lot of times
You be buying for the looks. Okay, got it.
a
Got it.
lot of times, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of times I do buy for the looks.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have noticed over time are like all those pieces that I've bought for just the looks, I've
Mm-hmm.
actually been able to like reuse them or style them in another way.
Right.
But
Okay.
initially I would just buy for the look just to
Mm-hmm.
complete a look.
Right.
Like I remember even just recently I wanted to style like a pair of blazer that I bought, and I was thinking to myself, a particular type of shoes would look nice with this blazer, which
Right.
I didn't have in my closet.
Right.
So I was like, okay, do I go to Zara and buy this shoe?
Did you?
I did not.
Okay,
Not yet anyway. But um so yeah, sometimes I just buy for
Mm-hmm.
just like the look, but I'm trying to change that
Mm-hmm.
and actually buy pieces for long term.
Fair.
Even though most of the pieces I've bought for just the look, I've actually been able to use them again. So
Mm-hmm. So it
it's a
works out.
win-win. Yeah, it's a win-win. Because again, if you're buying a piece for just the look, like for me, if I'm buying a piece for just the look, then it's a piece that I actually like.
Right.
It's a piece that I'm going to be able to use
Where,
again
yeah.
because I actually like it,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's a win-win for me.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So you batch content.
Yeah.
You most of the times it's brands reaching out to you. Um and then you said, you look at your closet, you find pieces you haven't seen for Instagram, and
Mm-hmm.
then how are we choosing location?
Oh. So when it comes to location, usually I drive around like my neighborhood. Well,
Okay.
I've moved recently, but
Yeah.
in my previous neighborhood, I
Yeah.
used to drive around. And then that particular video that went viral with like the big door.
Yes, yeah.
So that was a location that I spotted just from me driving around. And I looked at it and
Wow.
I was like, oh, wow, that's a very nice door.
Wow.
And most times it's like storefronts or buildings, just because that's where I like creating content. Like that's where I like shooting content, or just like a really nice wall.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to indoor content, that's something that I'm still like trying to figure out.
Yeah, a lot of your
Um,
stuff is outdoor, which is really
yeah,
good because
yeah,
you take it in different variety of places
yeah,
too.
yeah. I do a lot of like outdoor shoots. But usually if I can't find a location from driving around, I'll also go online. TikTok is like a good resource.
Mm-hmm.
Other Instagram content creators are good resources as well because they also, I guess, scout for locations in their neighborhood.
For sure.
So you're going to be able to discover more locations through other content creators as well. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then do you take your pictures yourself or do you have like a photographer or using a clicker?
I take it all by myself, girl. Yeah, it's not easy. So I'm my own producer, my own hairstylist,
Girl.
my own makeup artist. Like
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I edit my pictures myself. I
Yeah.
edit my videos myself. I do everything myself.
Do you edit and your photos and your pictures all in your phone or are you doing like computer stuff now?
No,
All in
it's
your
all on
phone?
my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all on my phone. It's all my phone. Sometimes I actually go out to create content with my other friend who creates content, or
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I take my boyfriend with me and
Mm-hmm.
then like, he's just in the background and then I'm clicking, clicking, clicking.
Right,
Right?
right. It's nice to have
So
another pair of hands.
yeah,
Like, yeah.
sometimes it's nice doing it with someone else,
Mm-hmm.
but most times, like when I first started, I would usually just do it by myself. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So that's a little bit about your process.
Hmm.
I want to know because you've worked with some brands now, and a lot of times it's them reaching out to you. So how have you sort of figured out how to navigate that like negotiation process? Because that's something that like when you're new and a brand is like, oh, I'm going to pay you $50 to take like 80 photos. You're like, yay, I'm excited. And you don't realize that you're actually getting like played, and you should be getting
Yeah.
more money. So
Yeah.
how have you kind of like figured out how to negotiate with brands?
I think it's still something that I'm learning.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely not something that I've mastered.
Mm-hmm.
But just going out there and doing your own research, going to other content creators and sort of seeing if they've worked with this brand before, if they've gotten a paid collab with this brand before.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the brands that have reached out to me, they've actually worked with other people who they've paid. So
Right.
it's like, okay, so you're asking me to promote your item for free, but you're not, like, I know you pay content creators to
Right.
promote your brand.
Right.
So, like, what's
What's
going
going on
on?
there? Right, right.
Like, what's going on?
Right.
So usually when that happens, I would email the brand back and
Good.
just sort of tell them that, hey,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to do this for free. These are my rates.
Mm.
And of course, give them like my portfolio and just sort of see what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So I know I've done this with a couple of brands who reached out to me and they didn't want to pay me. So I did not do the collab. Like I
Oh
just,
wow.
yeah. So I've actually had to turn down a couple of collabs just because they didn't want to pay me.
Yeah.
And usually it's brands that, people haven't really heard about. It's like one
Right.
of those maybe startup brands or Australian brands or
Right.
American
Okay.
brands. And it's like, okay, I see that you're paying other content creators.
Mm.
I don't even know if this is a brand that I would want to purchase from on a regular day.
Mm.
So if you're going to send me an item, at least pay me to promote that item, right?
Right.
Just, I mean,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to waste my time,
Yeah.
right? Because
That's
it's
fair.
very time consuming too. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the effort that you're going to put into it, it's like it's just time consuming. So why do you even want to accept like a free collab?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good though, because I feel
yeah,
like some people, and this is something that I've even had to work on when people are reaching out to me for like collabs, like brands
yeah.
and companies and stuff, is exposure, and it's like that's great,
That's great, but
but this venture here is costly,
yeah,
like, and it's a lot of
yeah,
effort.
it's a lot
So
of
I love the
effort.
exposure,
Yeah,
but I would like some money too.
exactly.
So no,
Yeah.
that's very like I like that you're able to do that because I think that sometimes as content creators, you get nervous and you feel like you don't really know your worth. And it's easy
Yes.
to want to say, like, yeah, yeah, I'll
Yeah,
do it.
I'll
I'll do it
do
for
it.
free.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do it for free. I'll do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And it's good
Yeah.
to be firm because once you say that and they know,
And they know.
down the line, watch, they're going to come back and be like, okay,
Yup.
Oiza,
Yup.
like, here we are.
I remember when reposted me for the top one of the
Mm.
tops that I wore. Yeah. So I reached out to this brand. I'm like, hey, like you guys reposted me. At least let's work together.
Right.
Right. And they told me, oh, like I have to have like a minimum number of followers, blah blah
What was the
blah.
minimum?
10,000.
Of course. They love that 10,000 mark.
And I'm just like, well, okay, I'll come back for you guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. Yeah, trust me.
Yeah.
And watch. As you
And
grow,
watch,
they're going to circle the
yes.
block. They're going to come back.
Yeah.
But no, that's really good that you're able to sort of negotiate. Do you have, like you said, you have your rates and stuff. Do you have
Yeah.
a contract? Like how strict with these brands are you? Like do you have a contract and you're like, okay, no, we're both gonna sign this? Or is it more portfolio, your rates, media kit?
It's more portfolio, my media kits, rates. I haven't gotten that
Yeah, no, I
stage of
just
like
wondered because
no, but I do have like a media kit. I
hmm
made that with Canva.
yeah,
I'm sure
Canva is very
everyone, yeah, very
helpful.
helpful, very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Even like just you going on TikTok and scrolling through other content creators, there are lots of people who share resources and how they come up with their rates
Mm-hmm.
because I think a lot of people just put numbers out there.
Yeah.
And yes, you can put numbers out there, but also be realistic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, you have to understand that you're a micro content creator at the end of the day. Like
Right.
you've worked with, like for
Mm-hmm.
example, I've worked with a number of brands, but not a lot of brands. So I'm also
Right.
realistic when I'm putting my rates on my media kit.
Mm.
So yeah, that's really, yeah,
That's
I
good
haven't gotten to
though.
that extent of,
Yeah. Do
yeah.
you have to sign things like when these brands reach out to you? Do you ever have to
Yes,
sign? Oh,
yes, you
okay,
do
okay,
have
okay.
to sign. Like some of the brands will make you sign like an NDA,
Right.
or they'll make you sign a contract just before you actually before they send you anything. And
Okay.
then also when you're posting for the brand, some of them request that yeah,
Right.
they approve your content before you actually post on your social media page.
So if a brand sends you like says, I want you to take a picture of this item or whatever, and you send the first one and they don't approve it and you have to take the picture again, do you
Yep.
add to your price or is it all or it depends?
It depends. I've never had that happen to
Okay,
me.
okay, good.
So yeah, maybe when yeah, I've never
Get there.
had that.
That's good though, because that can be
Yeah.
annoying. Imagine the
Yeah.
brand's like, okay, I'm paying you $100 and you're not having to do four
For
step approval.
Yep.
Nah. Okay, so I guess I want to sort of just end this portion of our conversation by
Okay.
asking, like, you're really doing a good job. I'm super
Thank you.
proud.
Thank you.
How do you sort of sustain yourself to keep going? Because it's really like, first of all, actually, do you see yourself as a brand? Like, do you see Oiza as the brand, or are you kind of just chilling and like showing off your fashion?
Oh my God.
Because you're becoming a brand, girl. You're
I know.
growing.
Unfortunately, when I started, I did not see myself as a brand.
Right.
But as things have
Progress.
sort of progressed, I'm like, okay, Oiza, you need to take yourself as a brand.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at that stage where I see myself as a brand and I'm
Mm-hmm.
sort of building myself as
Mm-hmm.
a brand. I'm building my name as a brand.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's good. No, that's great. But yeah, so how do you sustain yourself? What keeps you going on this journey with all the, collabs, everything you have going on?
it is not easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because this is also like you work full time. Like we
Yes,
work full time
exactly.
too.
Yeah.
So yeah, like
Yeah, no, it's definitely not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. I know I've had times where I haven't posted for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, for a while, I would say.
right.
And those periods I'm probably just dealing with my personal life.
Yeah.
So it's sort of hard to kind of put your mind back into, okay, I need to create content. I
Right.
need to put myself out there. I need to
Mm-hmm.
continue putting myself out there. So I guess just having people around you just telling you, okay, you need to keep going, or
Mm.
you need to let's do this, or let's go out to create content one day. Again, this is why I'm saying it's nice having people that I guess create content or share that same
Yeah,
that understand, right? It's really nice having those type of people around you, especially because the journey is it's different for everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
The way I'm growing could be different from the way someone else is growing.
Right.
But if you're doing it together, it's easier, because
Yeah.
then you're there to sort of like remind each other, okay, I need to post, we need to create content, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's good.
So yeah.
That's really good. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for, sharing your journey,
No problem.
for the stories. And trust me, those brands are definitely going to come back.
Oh yeah, they will. I know.
And, super proud of all that you're doing. And,
Thank
we
you.
are going to switch segments a little bit.
Okay.
On the podcast, we want to get to know our guests a little bit and we want to have some fun before we end off the show.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you 4 questions, Oiza, and without thinking too hard, I just want to know like the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
So the first question, if you could, sort of identify 4 OGs in the fashion space that you look up to, that you say are like up there, who would your top 4 influencers be?
I think everyone knows this, but Tara Walker.
Yes, she's good.
Love her content.
She's good.
I love her content. Like, okay.
Yeah, her quality, the
Her
pieces.
quality, the pieces, like, ew, wow. Second, Nuri. She started when I guess COVID happened as well. And then I stumbled across a page. I was like, oh, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
So Nuri would be my second one. My third one, she's actually a Vancouver content creator. I think her Instagram name is like Vitalia.
Okay.
But, yeah. But
Okay.
anyway, I love her content as well. Fourth one, ooh. Huh. I'm like, probably one of these UK.
The UK
the
babes
UK
are doing fashion
babes?
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these UK babes, like Only Bells, all
Yeah.
of them, like,
They're
their
doing-
content is.
Yeah, their fashion is.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, the
Yeah,
UK
no,
girls are
they're-
doing it really well.
They're doing
But
it.
I like that you didn't put like Jackie Aina.
Oh,
Pretty
they're
Susu.
they're there,
but I
but
like that you gave us
yeah.
different
Yeah,
names
no,
to
like
shout out.
no, I
Yeah.
like Jackie, I like all of
Of
them, but then
course.
they're there. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
yeah.
fair. That's
and they're
fair.
beauty influences too. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah.
Okay, second question. You close your eyes and you can teleport to anywhere in the world. Where are we going? If you say Nigeria.
Nigeria way. Probably Paris. Yeah.
Have you been to Paris?
Yeah, I used to live there, so I would actually really love to go back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Paris seems really
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I
no,
want
it's
to visit.
really nice. Yeah.
Okay. What's your go-to dance move once you go out, you're at the club, you're hitting the dance floor? What's the first move you're hitting them with?
I can't dance.
Oiza, please. No.
I'm watching my, I cannot dance now.
Not even a
No
1,
way.
2. Shaki.
Oh God.
So we're
I
just
really
stepping
can't
and looking
dance.
cute.
Yeah, I'm just like moving
Yeah,
side to side,
great.
looking cute. Maybe if I have a drink or two, you'll see me like
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so normally I would ask my guests like what their favorite genre of music is, but
Hmm.
because you're African, you're Nigerian, I want to make it harder. R&B or Afrobeats?
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a tough one. I think it really depends on my mood.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Me
I
too.
think it really depends on my mood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Afrobeat, but then R&B, it's like,
Right?
yeah,
R&B is very yeah.
yes,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. We'll take both. We'll take
yeah.
both. Okay. Well, Oiza, those are all the questions I had for you. Thank you so much for stopping by, for having this conversation. I'm super proud of all that you're doing.
Thank
So
you.
before I let you go, just share your socials and how people can connect with you before we head out.
So you can find me on Instagram.
Yes.
So it's Oiza Ukanah _. So that's OIZAUKANAH _ And then TikTok is the same thing, but it's with double underscores. And then Pinterest as well, Oiza Ukanah. So yeah.
Perfect. All right. Thank you for being on the podcast
Thank you
again.
for having me.
All right.
Thank
And
you.
that is a cut.